Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We're now joined by women's basketball head coach John Haskins. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jenna. Good to be here.
Well, your competition has been limited to just one preseason scrimmage so far. So let's talk about the team through the first 3 to 4 weeks of preseason and how it's gone. What are some of the things that you've been impressed with so far by this team?
Well, first of all, I think this is a fantastic group of young ladies. I've really enjoyed working with them. They've worked hard in practice. I think they concentrate to a high level for the most part, and we always have our lapses. But I just think it's a good group. It's a well-rounded group. I think we've got some experience coming back. We've got some new players that are going to fit in the mix. We've got some kids with 1 year experience under their belt that have improved. So I just think it's a good blend of kids.
Well, you return all 5 starters and 7 other letter winners from last year's team. What kind of a luxury is it for you as a coach to have such an experienced team on the court this year?
Well, I think it makes a big difference, particularly in practice, that we can move forward a little quicker and introduce some new things. Now, you've still got to slow it down a little bit because we do have right now 3 new kids that are practicing with us and working them into the mix. But if we call a play, kids know what the play is because they run it for a year. A lot different than last year when we had 8 freshmen on our team and trying to kind of work our way through things slowly so that they understood. So that's nice. It's nice to have 4 seniors that are veterans, that are good leaders for us, that can be vocal and can kind of steer the rest of the team along. So it's been a nice luxury.
Well, you brought in 4 newcomers for the upcoming season, including a pair of junior college transfers in Crystal Hicks and Mary Robinson. What were some of the target areas during the recruiting season, and how will those new kids fill into some of the areas of concern you had from last season?
Well, we felt like we needed to bring a post in, an athletic post, and we did that with Mary. She just plays very hard. She's long. She's only about 5'10", and she's thin, but she's a lot stronger than she looks. She can rebound. She can run the floor. But she's pretty versatile in that she can play inside out and shoot the ball also. One of the big things we were targeting was shooting the basketball, and we also signed Crystal Hicks from Brunswick Community College, who can really shoot the ball. We signed Ebony Stevens out of Mount Tabor High School, who's a good shooter. And all 3 of those kids are practicing with us, and they can shoot the ball. The other we signed is Nadine Ely, and she's recovering, still rehabbing from an ACL injury that she suffered last fall. Has not been full go for us yet, but she can also shoot the ball. So that was kind of our target area in terms of 3-point shooting.
Well, you boast a pretty impressive senior class that includes Kiera Haney and all-conference standout Jasmine Kemp. Are those the 2 players that you've identified as leaders on your team this year?
Well, I think we've got a number of leaders. Our 4 seniors obviously are leaders, including Ave Hardy, and also Camille Horn. So all 4 of our seniors are leaders. I think in the junior class, although she's not out on the floor yet, she's still rehabbing a knee injury. Shandrika Fuller, being our point guard 2 years ago, was a great leader. And then we've got some sophomores that have stepped up in terms of a leadership position. So those are the kind of the kids that we'll look for the most of our leadership.
Well, you have a pretty impressive schedule that features 5 games against NCAA tournament participants from last season. Who are the teams that you've figured in that you want to beat in the Peach Belt Conference and in the region?
We want to beat everybody. That's the goal. But I think non-conference, as you look at our schedule, it's a very solid schedule all the way around. I think obviously Fayetteville State, who has traditionally been a very good program, and Wingate are 2 very strong teams on our non-conference schedule. In the conference, it's going to be hard to tell. I'm sure Clayton will be good, as they've always been, but they've got a coaching change there, so that may make a difference. On our side, I think Lander on paper is probably the better team on our side. Armstrong will be a very good team. They won our side last year and have a few good players back. So, but it'll be interesting to see, in the league who comes to the top, and particularly on our side, because I think there's a lot of teams that are going to be very competitive.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach, so much for being on the show with us today.
It's good to be here, Jim.
And we're going to take our next break. When we come back, we're going to talk wrestling with head coach O.T. Johnson. So stay tuned.